for tuning into Family Lifestyles. My name is Nan Montgomery, and I am the Extension Agent for Family and Consumer Sciences in Allen County. And today I have a special guest with me. This is Stephanie Heston, and she is the Extension Agent for Family and Consumer Sciences in Monroe County. And you might notice something different. We have a little bit of change of scenery today. We are actually in the Allen County Extension Office kitchen, and I'm so excited because over the next few segments of Family Lifestyle, we're going to have different family and consumer sciences agents on, and we are going to share some of our favorite recipes and also recipes that you can get in our 2026 nutrition education calendar. And then we also have other recipes that are available in some of our other family and consumer sciences curriculums that we have. And so we are so excited to be able to share this information with you. So Stephanie, what are we making today?
We are making succotash today. Of course, it's in the Cooking Through the Calendar 2026 and the July recipe.
Okay.
So I'm very excited to try this. It's got my favorite ingredient, lima beans, or you could use butter beans. They're both my favorite, but it's a different way to eat your lima beans or butter beans. So I'm very excited for us to make this today.
Okay.
So the ingredients that we have, you will need 1 tablespoon of oil to get started to put in the pan. You will need 3 green onions, 1/2 of a green or sweet pepper. You will need 2 cups of corn, or you could use 8 corn on the cob. You could cut that off and use it, but I've chose to use the 2 cups of frozen corn. 1 pint of tomatoes, which is around 2 cups of tomatoes, and of course you cut those in half. 1 cup of okra. Now the okra is optional, but now I love okra. It just really makes the dish come more alive. And then of course 1 cup of lima beans, and then 2 tablespoons of parsley.
This looks amazing. I love all the vegetables that we're using, and it's great because all these are going to start coming in season in our farmers market, and yeah, we are going to be able to get a lot of vegetables in our diet today. Okay.
Yes, so to get started, we are going to pour the 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil in the pan, and you're going to kind of swirl the pan just a little bit, if you can see, to coat the whole bottom. And then you're going to start with the 3 green onions, and of course make sure they're chopped. Oh, and before you do start with all the vegetables, you always make sure that everything is washed really, really good for food safety. And then of course here is the
Ooh, that's a
1/2 of green pepper.
Ooh.
Yes, and they smell so good.
It does smell good.
Yes.
I can smell the peppers, and I really smell the onion.
Yes. Yes.
If you didn't have a green onion, could you substitute or maybe use yellow or red or orange, or not an onion, I'm sorry, I meant a bell pepper. Could you substitute those if you have?
Well, yes, like the yellow or the orange.
Yes.
Yes, and of course that would give it just more of different color too. And that's one thing I really like about it. It's so colorful, so pretty.
It is.
So after you saute these for about 4 minutes, then you are going to add the corn.
Oh man, this is looking so nice. And one of my, something I think that I would do, you use frozen corn, which is totally fine. I cannot wait till the summertime when the corn comes in season. I would definitely use fresh corn. I feel like that would just give it even a different flavor.
Yes, and of course there's different types of corn, you know, to use too. That's really good. And then of course you also add 1/4 cup of water, and you're going to let this cook for about maybe 7 minutes, and then until all the water is evaporated out.
All right. That's probably going to get those peppers and those onions, you know, nice and soft.
Yes.
So once our recipe has taken a little bit of time to cook, what are we going to add next into our dish?
The lima beans.
Oh, that is our
Yes.
feature product. So,
Yes.
Stephanie, you were telling me that lima beans was one of your favorite, maybe your favorite
Yes.
vegetable, and you loved
Yes,
them.
it is.
And I think you have a garden, right? And you grow lima beans?
Yes, I do. Every year, lima beans or butter beans. You can also substitute butter beans for the lima beans.
Okay.
And they're so good. That's just every year I love butter beans. That is something my grandparents grew in their garden growing up. And I just love butter beans. So that is something that I've tried to do every year. Butter beans, lima beans, and of course there's all kinds of other beans. Just really the big speckled butter beans.
Yeah.
I love those.
Yes.
So just
This
I
whole
love it.
recipe brings me back to when I was a child. It just reminds me of the different produce that my grandparents had in the garden, except for the fact I have to say, I think I would substitute a butter bean versus a lima bean. I don't know what it is about the lima bean. Me personally, I don't like lima beans, but that's one of the great things about cooking and with these types of recipes is that if there's an ingredient in here that your family doesn't like, you can
Yes.
always substitute it.
Yes, you sure can. And like I said, the okra is optional, but there's just something about okra. It just really gives it more flavor to me. It's
It
just
does.
really, really good.
And I know we're in Kentucky, and sometimes when we think about our okra, we don't always eat it the healthiest way. I know in my family, we like fried okra. Actually, we love fried
Oh,
okra.
I love fried okra.
But in this recipe, this is a way for you to try a healthier version of okra. So
It
it's
is.
not going to be fried, but you're still going to get a great flavor. And so if you've never had okra that hasn't been fried, this would be a good starter recipe for you to
Yes.
try it to see if you liked it not being fried.
And I love it in vegetable soup. A lot of people probably never have thought about putting okra in vegetable soup, but it is really good.
No,
So
that's
I recommend it.
excellent. I'll have to
Yes.
try that. You know, I have
Yes,
not put
it's very
okra
good.
in my vegetable soup, but I'm going to have to start doing that because my family, we really do enjoy, we love okra.
Okay, so it looks like we can put the lima beans in next. And just let them cook for about,
Another
I
few
think
minutes.
about 5 minutes or so.
All right, you're gonna let those flavors marinate together. So,
Yes.
how long, will like our okra and our tomatoes and that sort go into our recipe, or what comes next?
Okay.
So we added our lima beans. What do we put next?
The okra and the tomatoes.
Okay. So can we go ahead and put those in there?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'm gonna go ahead and put the okra in there.
Here we go.
Alrighty. And then, oh, these tomatoes look
Oh,
so
they
pretty.
do.
That's another thing I love about being able to be fixing to be in farmers market season.
Oh, goodness, yes.
I mean, I cannot tell you how amazing those tomatoes look.
They are.
They look so delicious. And I wish everybody could be able to like smell the recipe because all of the vegetables, it just smells so wonderful in here. I wish you could reach through and take a bite and be able to smell.
And that's one thing in our garden. We do the cherry tomatoes
Okay.
and then the yellow cherry, well, called cherry tomatoes. And then we do a chocolate cherry tomato too. So it's like when you put all of that together, it's just so pretty. The colors are so pretty.
The colors and in my opinion, the taste. I feel like your different tomato varieties do have a slightly different taste. And that's also the same with your bell peppers. The different colors of your bell peppers flavors. Some taste a little bit sweeter and some are a little bit more savory. And so maybe you don't like red tomato, but a yellow tomato is going to taste a little bit different. And then maybe you don't like green bell peppers, but you love a red bell pepper. So that's, feel free to use a different variety. And remember, just because you don't like one type of vegetable, the varieties of vegetables do change and the flavor changes. So
Yes, it does. And then when it's just about finished, you're cooking the tomatoes and the okra, you can go ahead and add the parsley.
Ooh, and this is fresh parsley too.
Yes, and it adds more flavor.
And a great thing about fresh parsley is this is an easy herb to grow. Really, any of your herbs are easy to grow, and I love that you used fresh. Just because you just your and yeah, it smells so good.
And the last ingredient is 1 1/2 teaspoon of salt.
Oh, Stephanie. Okay, so once you get this mixed together, how long does this need to remain cooking? And then what type of time frame do we need to consume? You know, can it last a refrigerator?
Well, it's just about finished, and you can serve it as soon as you put the parsley and the salt in. It's just ready. But I recommend probably, of course, after you have it fixed and you let it refrigerate after 2 hours that it's been cooked, and then maybe in the refrigerator 3 to 4 days is recommended in the refrigerator.
That's great. And also something else is this would be a great recipe to freeze. The ingredients in here are all suitable for your freezer. So this would be great if you know, maybe you wanted to double the recipe and then you could freeze some of it. This would be a great to take to like a church potluck. I know during the summer,
it would be.
Our church has a lot of events, and I'm always trying to think of something different to bring.
It would be.
And this would be, you know, all you would have to do is freeze it and then let it defrost and then warm it back up, and it would be a delicious treat for you to have, or a quick supper one night if you were really busy. That would be excellent to do with this.
Yes, it would be a good side dish, and you can like also make like maybe some turkey burgers on whole wheat bun with some cheese, and then add a side of fruit, any type of fruit that you like. So that would be just a really good meal to have.
That's perfect, yes. And then we're going to get all of our components. We get our protein from our turkey burger, then we have a wonderful helping of our vegetables, and then you added our fruit. And so when we talk about our dietary guidelines, we are getting all those different components, the 5 food groups in, and making a well-balanced meal. So we are going to take a break, and we will be back in just a minute, and we are going to have another great recipe to share with you all.
Thank you.
I found hope in the midst of an overwhelming situation.
I let go of trying to control things that I had no control over, and that helped me find peace of mind.
Alcoholism is a disease that can affect any family. Everyone suffers, but there is help and hope at Al-Anon Family Groups.
I was constantly stressed and worried. Now I approach each day with joy and gratitude.
In Al-Anon, families and friends of alcoholics find new ways to heal from the effects of a loved one's drinking.
Al-Anon gave me my life back. I'm a better father and husband.
Are you in an overwhelming situation because of someone else's drinking? Al-Anon and Alateen can help. Local and virtual meetings are available. Maybe one could work for you. For information, call 1-866-200-0033 or visit alanon.org/hope.
Thank you for joining us for Family Lifestyles. My name is Nan Montgomery, and I'm the Extension Agent for Family and Consumer Sciences here in Allen County. And today I'm excited. I have Stephanie Heston with me, and she is the Extension Agent for Family and Consumer Sciences in Monroe County. And if you're just tuning in, we are featuring recipes on this segment, and on a few more segments if you tune in regularly. The Family and Consumer Sciences agents from around the area are going to be talking about different recipes. And so earlier we did a delicious recipe that featured lima beans, and today we are going to do one, or this afternoon, one that is a little bit more geared towards the kiddos and for adults. You can also eat this as an adult. So Stephanie, what are we making today?
We are making magical fruit salad.
Ooh,
yes,
okay.
It's very good, and it has been popular among the adults as well. So to get started, how we're going to make this, and of course, first you need to get all your ingredients. Okay. You'll need to get some red and green grapes, about 3 cups, and of course, with any type of fresh vegetables or fruits, you need to make sure to wash them very, very good. You'll need 1 can of pineapple chunks. Of course, make sure do not drain the juice because that's going to be very important coming up next.
Okay.
You'll need 2 bananas, and of course we'll slice those. 1 box of vanilla instant pudding, and of course 1 3/4 cup of skim milk.
Ooh, so not only does this look delicious, and we haven't even made it, but it's also healthy, which is something that
Yes.
I really like.
Yes, and of course too, my thinking is that the pudding just adds a little bit more to the fruit, and of course make the kids excited to maybe want to try fruit more. And it's just a really good recipe, and of course it kind of reminds me of something my grandmother too used to make. She used to make a fruit salad with pudding in it too, so it's very, very good. So we've got the grapes ready. So next we're going to drain this juice into another bowl.
Okay. So we're draining our juice. Alrighty. And I remember you said we need to make sure that we keep this juice because we need
Yes.
it for the rest of our recipe.
Yes. So I'm going to add the pineapple chunks to the bananas.
Okay.
Next, we're going to chop the bananas.
Alrighty. I like how you're
And-
chopping them now instead of a little bit before or as we're making the recipe, because I know I have a choosy eater, and sometimes bananas, they turn a little brown, and that's okay, they're still good, but if she sees that they've turned brown, she will not eat them. And
Yes.
so when I have made this recipe at home, I have to make sure, and she likes to help me with the bananas so she can see that they haven't turned brown.
Well, that's going to be the next thing. With
well-
the juice is that you're going to put these banana slices into the pineapple juice to help keep them from turning. So that way, like if you do want to take this dish somewhere, you can just keep the bananas in the container with the pineapple juice to help keep them from turning.
Well, because I know that I've heard a trick that some people, they can get a something over the counter called Fruit Fresh, but sometimes I feel like it leaves a little bit of a residue. Or some people say that you can put your different type of fruit, like if you were using apples and lemon juice. But in my opinion, sometimes it makes them taste lemony and sour, and this is going to be perfect because our bananas
Yes.
are going to stay fresh, but they're also going to still be sweet, tasting like a banana.
Yes.
How cool. You just taught me something new. This is perfect. Also, another tip is if you are going to make this for preschoolers, so we have this recipe made for a little bit older children, but if you do make it for preschoolers, you do want to make sure with your grapes that you are cutting those into halves and even smaller pieces, because unfortunately grapes are a choking hazard, so just keep that in mind that if you do make this and you have littles at home, that just watch out for the grapes.
Yes. So I'm going to stir these up, the pineapple and the grapes, and then I'm going to add the 1 3/4 cup of milk.
Okay.
Let's see, it just about covers them. I'm going to stir them up to make sure they're all coated
Perfect.
with the milk. And then next we are going to add the instant pudding.
Is this where we get to do our magical part?
Yes, the magical part. And you just kind of stir it in a little bit at a time.
I'm glad that you said that, because I remember the first time I made this recipe, I was doing it in front of an audience and I accidentally just poured the whole thing. I knew that it said gradually stir it in, but I got a little carried away, and the way that the consistency of this and kind of the magical part, it did not gel the way that it was supposed to be, and so we had kind of a mushy fruit salad, I should say, but the kids still ate it, so that was perfect.
Yes, and see, it's starting to turn too.
Yes, I
That
can see.
beautiful vanilla pudding color. And you could also use lemon too.
Oh, that would be a good
Lemon
flavor.
is good too. I have tried lemon, and it was very, very popular too.
I have substituted the grapes for strawberries as well. And
Yes,
that was a
sounds
really
good.
good flavor pairing. And I also put in blueberries, and so it was kind of like the red, white, and blue for 4th of July, like a fun theme.
Oh, that would be neat.
And it tasted delicious, and it was a big hit, so that's also nice. This would also be another great thing. Earlier in the segment, we were talking about how you could freeze, this you can't freeze, but freeze the succotash that we made and have it if you needed it for an event during the summer, like a church potluck or a gathering. This would also be an easy, quick, together something that you could take for a potluck. Now, it won't freeze, but it would be something that, is not going to take a lot of time. And it's something else if you have a lot of canned fruit and maybe you are wanting to get rid of it or don't necessarily know a way to use it, make sure you drained your canned fruit really well, and you could also use that as a good substitution and put it into this fruit salad.
You all can see how pretty it is. And then you can just take the bananas, a few bananas, to garnish it, or you can mix them in just however you want to do it.
Oh, I love this. So, Stephanie, you were telling me that I think earlier you said that this came from LEAP. So can you tell me a little bit about what exactly is, LEAP, and kind of what do you do when you teach LEAP as a family consumer science agent?
Well, LEAP is a program that I go into the schools to teach, and of course it is a program that teaches more about hygiene, nutrition, and exercise. And of course, this recipe goes along with the story, a fruit is a suitcase for seeds.
Okay.
And they really enjoyed that book, learning about all types of fruits, the seeds, how important, the seeds are when they travel and stuff, how they can grow, become, into more fruits and vegetables. So, and they really did enjoy this recipe. They enjoyed watching, the food demonstration, and then getting to taste it was a treat.
Absolutely, and so that is something cool that each extension office in the state of Kentucky offers. We have a program that it is called LEAP, and we do focus on nutrition and hygiene and other aspects of just children that are growing. And something that I like about this is this also provides a way for you to tell them about how much fruits and vegetables that they consume, because unfortunately a lot of adults and children aren't getting the proper amount of fruits or vegetables. So Stephanie, can you tell me a little bit about why should we make sure that our children, or even as adults, we're consuming enough fruit in our diet?
Well, fruit has a lot of different nutrients in it, like vitamin C, folic, and all of that good stuff. And of course, children and adults too at least need a good 2 servings a day. Of course, maybe adults just a little bit more than children, but it's just really good for you.
Yes, and so a great website that you can go to is you can go to the USDA and their dietary guidelines, and your dietary guidelines are going to group up your children based upon age, physical activity, and weight, and some other requirements, and tell you exactly what your children needs as far as how many servings of fruit and vegetables they need. It will also tell you how much that you need as an adult. Now, we do base this off of an average, so you may need more, you may need less. That would also be something, a great, if your child has a checkup, it'd be really great. You could print it off and talk to your pediatrician and be like, the USDA recommends X amount of servings. Is my child on target? Do they need more? Do they need less? And so that would kind of be a great conversation to have with a pediatrician.
It would.
Also, at our extension offices, we can print you out information. So we have a little newsletter that goes with this recipe, because it is a LEAP recipe that we can print off, and it's really great because it brings the whole family together. There's an activity, so you can read a book with your child, you can do this recipe, and there's little talking components so that you can do as a family. And so it just kind of hits all aspects of family and consumer sciences. So if you you are interested in any of those resources, make sure that you call your local Kentucky Extension office. And we are so excited that you tuned in, and we can't wait to see you next time.